Hello and welcome to another EnsoVN gaming video. This time we'll be doing the 40 stamina version of the Ace and Luffy island that's currently available in Japan. If you see it on right now and you don't see this island, it's because you have to beat all the other previous versions before it first. There's the three versions which have Smoker and Tashigi, which I'm running right now in the intro. It's really easy. It shows off the new dual units, so you get like cotton candy and stuff like that if you want to run that. If you're a new player, those are really easy to run. The Ace and Luffy islands will come after those ones after you beat those three. They come in 20, 30 and 40 stamina. 20, 30 aren't too bad, so I won't really do a guide on those either. It's mostly 40 stamina that will give a lot of people trouble. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Once you beat all 6 versions of the island, you get a total of 22 gems. So it's kind of like a mini version of the 20th anniversary event with the Straw Hat Islands. This is quite a lot easier, but you do actually get to run them multiple times to get cotton candy and other stuff like that. So let's take a quick look at the team I'm going to be using. The island is hard as crap, so of course it's time to call on Lucy. I'm going to use a double Lucy team because, you know, he's like the best legend in the game. Colosseum Lucy for the orb boost and matching orbs is very nice. Stronghold Usopp is like the MVP really, like the secret MVP. He's so good for the delay on stage 5 and 6. Without him, I don't really know how you beat it because you get this spared for so long. And like the other thing is that you get attacked down for like 5 turns on stage 5, and like it's really hard to get rid of everything. Like fitting all the units with specials to like deal with all the different effects is too hard, so just use Stronghold Usopp just to wait out everything anyway. And now is there actually kind of important on the final stage because they paralyze your captains for 5 turns. So now actually does reduce it by 5 cents, and like he's like the only guy that's strength, dex or quick to do that. So I could use time skip Nami if she was one of those typings, but you know, with the Lucy team you can't use her anymore. He also boosts your chain by 1.7, which actually is quite important because they have like 7.5 million HP, so you get any damage you can. Funny thing though is Maenel has literally no skill ups. It's like a 28 CD, and there's only like 7 stages on the island, but like he actually does come off Sudi in time for the final stage, which is pretty funny. Frankie is there because he randomizes your orbs, which is actually kind of useful on certain stages, as well as of course using that ×2 attack boost. You need so many attack boosts for this stage because there's so many units and they have so much HP. So any attack boost you can get is really, really powerful. In terms of sockets, you really need maxed out Despair sockets and auto heal. I don't think I actually have max auto heal, which makes it a little bit more difficult. So if you have max auto heal, it makes it a lot more safer, but the main one to get is Despair. So with all that said, let's get started. So on stage 1, you'll run into this octopus who will seal your sockets for, I think it's 3 turns. If you have socket limit break sockets that remove that on your Lucy's, and you activate Colosseum Lucy's effects to boost your orbs and give you matching orb, you can kill him on turn 1. If not, you tank 1 hit, it's not the end of the world. You probably will just heal it back up from meat orbs and RCV orbs anyway. You're just going to want to store as much as you can to get your specials ready for stage 3, which will be Aokiji. You get this nice little Elder Turtle here to store on for a little while. Not too many turns, I think it's like 3 turns before he just dies to 4 combo hits. Or 3 times of combo hits, so 12 hits. Stage 2 is pretty simple again, just kill the 2 chicks who pretty much always will despair you on the first hit. And I'm pretty sure those crocodiles in the background will poison you as well if they hit. So just kill those guys as they come off CD, and then still once again on the Elder Tail that they give you. And then once this stage is over is when the hell begins. This was torture for me. It took me a number of tries, pretty much just reiterating the same team until I came up with this, and then just not hitting my perfects because I suck. But once we get into it and you get the practice down, you should be able to beat it pretty easily with this team at least. So on to round 3, it's Aokiji. He has 2.8 million HP and attacks every 2 turns for 14,500 attack. Plus he can only take damage from quick units and can't be delayed, so that's pretty great. You can see there I didn't bother attacking anyone else, but this time I will, just to get a bit more onto the chain, so that Frankie does more damage to Aokiji. Hit one great there, which is bad. 20% less damage, or 0.2 less on the chain, so sad. Once he drops below 20%, 40% sorry, he will gain a damage reduction shield. Not damage reduction shield, he boosts his own defense, which is really annoying. You do see that he doesn't have a complete debuff protector, which means you can damage him with, well, you can remove the defense if you want to, but I couldn't really fit that onto this team. Now here I'm going to use Lucy to get the 1.75 times attack buff, and then just do as much damage as I can. If I had a matching orb on Frankie, I'm pretty sure I would just kill him, but I didn't. So he's going to live with a teeny bit of HP, which is super annoying. But the thing is, even with the huge defense buff, if I get a matching orb on Frankie, I can just kill him through the damage reduction, but not with Stronghold Usopp. He doesn't do enough damage. And then we go on to the next stage. I mean, here we get a matching orb. Time to go in with Lucy. I can just wait out the defense buff, but that makes it a bit more risky. You can also just use Frankie's special to randomize your orbs and just cheese it that way, but who needs cheese when you have damage? Or luck, I guess, to get that matching orb. But with, you know, a double Lucy team, it's pretty likely you get a matching orb. Now to Ainu, he has freaking 3.5 million HP and attacks every 3 turns for 25,000 damage, and once again can only take damage from strength units. You can see they're really pushing the dual unit thing where like you can switch between strength and quick with Ace and Luffy. Here you use Colosseum Luffy to boost your orbs. And since I hit all 4 perfects, or at least 4 perfects last turn, I got my ×2 attack boost with Legend Lucy. So I can just insta-kill this Ainu no problem. Normally those guys in the back don't have 1 turn CD, but you know, 2 of them had it for some reason this time. Not too bad, since you have so much HP and you're going to be stalling a lot in the next 2 stages anyway, so you'll heal back up a lot. I'm going to take 1 more turn of stall, because why not? And then the next 2 stages are pretty easy, it's just stall a Palooza. Onto Whitebeard. He lowers your attack for 5 turns, lowers your chain for 5 turns, but he can be delayed, so I'm going to use Stronghold Usopp and just slowly beat him down with my little attacks. Pretty straightforward here. If you don't have Usopp, I don't know what to tell you. It's going to be a quite hard fight, especially on these next 2 rounds. They just keep getting more and more HP, like it's just absurd. Like you really need the Luffy and Ace units to make it a lot easier. But you know, you get 9 gems if you beat this version, I think. It was 9 or 8, I can't remember fully. So once he dies, he revives with 210 HP, but what is really nice is that he lowers the CD of your right-sided units by 5 turns. Now I'm going to be honest, I didn't actually know this before the first time I beat him, and I just happened to have Stronghold Usopp on the right side, and I didn't really think about it. Like, if the CD didn't go off cooldown, I would just lose. So this actually like worked out perfectly. As you see there, that 1 extra stall means that I can use Stronghold Usopp on this stage as well. What Blackbeard does to spare you for 8 turns, so with max sockets you still have to wait 5 turns before it runs out. It also seals your sockets for 5 turns. So you're gonna do a lot of stalling to make sure you kill him. Now 1 turn before Despair comes back out, runs out, you use Lucy, so then the next turn you get a ×2 attack boost, which is kind of important. You need as much damage as you can get. But here's a trick thing here, if you don't get enough matching orbs, you have to use Frankie. You get matching orbs here, I get enough, which is fine. So if you have to use Frankie here, you also have to use Lucy here. So Frankie and then the other Lucy, so that you get the ×2 attack boost here, as well as getting a ×2 attack boost on the next turn. It's kind of weird, because the effect where you get the ×2 attack boost after you hit 4 perfects is actually a different buff, which is actually kind of useful anyway. But if you do that, it's going to make it a lot more annoying to fight this stage, because Frankie is really nice to get rid of the bother orbs that they give you here, where they preemptively paralyze your top 2 units, and then randomize you bother orbs. So I use NL finally to remove the paralysis as well as boosting up my chain. Bother orbs are gone thanks to Frankie, as well as giving me the ×2 attack boost. And then finally Lucy will be used to give me the matching orbs and orb boost. Make sure you use Frankie before Lucy, because otherwise you'll lose all the matching orbs that Lucy just gave you. And then hit your perfects and you're done. This guy had freaking 7.5 million HP. This island was so freaking hard. It's not as hard as the 20 stamina 20th anniversary island, but still pretty up there in difficulty. Plus you can farm it now if you have the team to beat it with. You get a decent amount of cotton candy and like materials, like soccer books and stuff like that. So if you could farm it pretty safely, it's pretty worth your stamina. Well, that's it for this video. Post any other teams you have in the comments down below. I'm actually quite interested in that, because I couldn't really think of anything other than Lucy. And of course the upcoming dual units. Join the Discord if you like. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, my nakama.